Alright guys, we're going to do a quick 5-ish minute video, 5-10 minute video on editing the weak aura, the Luxthos weak aura pack for the different classes. I'm going to use a Demon Hunter for this example. And it's just going to be kind of quick and fast. A couple of things. We don't edit any code. Luxthos weak auras are heavy in some custom coding and custom options and whatnot, so we don't touch any of that stuff. This is just the process I go through to get each package to look the same for every character that I have. So what I'm going to start with first is obviously open up weak auras. I'm going to delete the Demon Hunter one that I have right now, and we'll just start fresh. So now the Demon Hunter package is gone completely. I've already grabbed the import string. You can go to luxthos.com. That's the wrong one. You can go to luxthos.com, pull it off there. Wago, you can search for it there as well. And just import as normal for these weak auras. And then we're going to go through a handful of steps that I do to get everything shaped right. As an example, some of you guys will see it doesn't match at all. It doesn't look like what I want it to look like. One of the catches here is that the fonts that I use throughout my UI, I've got set in the font folder at Blizzard's root folder for the default fonts in the game. So the fonts are set, which is about a 2-minute process to do anyway. So what I'm gonna start with is I'm just gonna drag the weak aura off to the side. I'm gonna attach the weak aura to the player frame. So by being at the top level of the weak aura, come down here, select frame, choose, and then select the player frame. From there, I'm going to zero out both offsets. This will put the weak aura. I already know that it's going to probably be about a 60 or so high. I'm going to expand while I'm here, go to resources, and get rid of the cast bar by going to the load settings and setting it to never. From here, everything else takes place. Well, one more thing. I'm going to go to display, I'm going to choose my texture package, and everything that I use is based on Blinky's NVIDIA tag A profile textures. And so I'm going to use A1, A2, and A3 are the same, just at different shading levels. So I'm going to use A1, and I can already see that the textures are going to match pretty well. From there, I'm going to go to custom options, global style, set a border to 1. Set the icon zoom to whatever you want. I like 55. I'm not going to touch alpha. And then all the icons are going to get set to a 35 by 25 size. So top icons will be 35 by 25, so 35 wide, 35 pixels wide, 25 pixels high. And the bottom margin is going to get set to a 3. That maintains spacing, some of the spacing theming that I've got going on throughout the UI. Core icons, same thing. 35 by 25. We're not going to adjust anything else here. I don't have side icons. They're not in the package by default. You can move that around, but I've had mixed success with that, so I don't mess with it. Utility icons, I'm going to need a wider margin, so I'm just going to shoot a 50 there. And there's only soul fragments for Havoc, and I'm not playing Havoc very often. All of the bars down here, specifically the Fury bar, I set to an 8 pixel height. Bell Rush bar, again, I don't play a lot of Havoc, but Immolate or Infernal Strike. I'm doing this for everything, essentially. From there, I should be able to see that it's already kind of matched back up, but the height of things isn't where I want it to be. So this is the easy part. You're just gonna press the buttons real quick and, you know, just inch it up slowly until it gets to a point that you look for. So it's a little bit too high. And this is it. This is the whole thing. Kind of bracketing around to get the height and everything set properly. That's the whole thing. I need to check my maintenance or utility icons. So I'm just going to drop darkness and see it'll pop, say how long darkness is there, and then it'll go to desaturated on cooldown. And so from here, I'm just going to go in to these global icons or global custom options, utility icons, and I'm just going to start bracketing again. I'm going 45 to start, probably go 40 then. Normally I want 3 pixel spacing between everything. This particular spec, Vengeance, I'm not going to do 3 pixels from the health bar to these utility icons because Sigil of Misery, Sigil of Silence, and Chains all have their charges indicating here. And so I want that spacing there so that they're not being clipped by the health bar. That's the whole thing. You can go in and get a little bit more creative and synchronize with your UI. I use Eltrium's gradient colors. So I can come over to class gradient colors, come down here to say the Fury bar, which is using a Demon Hunter theme instead of using the Pain bar. And then what I do, just to get it matched a little bit more, is I'm going to copy the color and paste it over here. So that it matches. There are some, you can go to all these different colors that Eltrium has picked up. You've got your power colors, so mana, rage, focus, etc., all the way down. You can even use Eltrium's Fury bar colors if you wanted. I like that it matches here. And then from there, that's kind of it. That's the whole UI, or that's the whole